Well, hello, and welcome to Coffee Talk with Frank and Arthur. And of course, I am Arthur. I am the genius, I like to call. But let's talk to, I guess, the real genius behind the show. Hello, Dad.
Hello, everyone.
So, why are you the genius of Coffee Talk?
I'm natural.
No, brother. Anyways, welcome to Coffee Talk, everyone. We are here on Friday, and today we're talking about being a good neighbor. You know, kind of like, what is that commercial? Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. We can't get their support, can we?
You hear the crickets, right?
No, because the music's going over that.
Well.
Here, if y'all want to hear the crickets, here they are. That's usually how my jokes go.
So.
Oh, we got a lively one there. Anyways, back with more music. So, Dad, in your opinion, what makes a good neighbor?
Well, you know the Bible more than I do. What does it say in the Bible?
Well, we are supposed to love ourselves like we love our neighbors. So if we want to be, good to people, we need to treat them with kindness and caring. And, we're all neighbors to somebody. So, well, we are. Everybody's a neighbor.
Won't you be my neighbor?
My neighbor. So, I don't know. What do you think? What qualifies or what qualities do you look for in a neighbor?
Well, first of all, neighbors, you have to look at your area.
Mm-hmm.
Because when you move in, you should look and see the surroundings. Neighbors always seem nice in the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
And then it goes into chaos.
Yeah.
So you have to know what you're getting yourself into. If you want distance, do acres.
Move to the country.
So you have nobody next door.
Your nearest neighbor's a mile away.
That's what you do. But if you have unbelievably bad neighbors, you just have to look at God and pray and say, God bless, and do your own thing. Because the more they know you're angry, the more they'll keep it up.
Now, what's one way that you can deal, though, with a neighbor who is not a good neighbor? They do say kill them with kindness, but...
Well, that's what my mother used to say. You just...
Kill them with kindness?
Put your middle finger down.
No, we don't do that. Don't do that. Then that makes you the bad neighbor.
So.
But I mean, I know, isn't it in the Italian heritage? Well, I don't know, in Italian culture where a new person moves into your neighborhood, you would bring over a dish to greet them in the neighborhood. Does that happen in the?
We give them fish.
You give them fish, but Oh, that's mafia right there.
So.
No, but isn't that a kind gesture?
We asked them politely, would you like to go get some coffee in the car? And
no, he watches way too much Sopranos. But isn't that a nice gesture to do? Of you make something for them to welcome them to your neighbor. Dad, we're talking about what makes a good neighbor.
I'll be a good neighbor.
I live with you. But well, do you have good neighbors where you live? I mean, yeah, we all have good and bad, but I mean...
the majority of where we live is really good people.
Yes.
There's always a bad apple.
But
we overlook it, and they're really not bothering. They don't really bother anybody.
Right.
But it's just the ignorance that the government does, and how the city overlooks things.
And that can be a bother when everybody is doing what they're supposed to do, is following city codes and following the laws, yet you have that one neighbor who goes against that, and it is frustrating.
I mean,
it is.
The hard workers are paying the taxes, and the ones that are not even paying the taxes are doing illegal, and they're allowed to speak. But just do prayers. I mean, we think of people on Halloween and Christmas.
Mm-hmm.
We go around the neighborhood and treat the kids, and
we did that on Valentine's Day too.
So we try to do our best. But if they don't want to be your friends, you can't force them. They're not going to be your friends. It's just they have something inside themselves they don't like.
And I think a good thing about being that good neighbor and you're being kind to your fellow neighbor, if something happens within your home, like say somebody robs you, your neighbor is watching out for you. Is that correct?
Well, ours is always one. Yes.
I mean, I remember we had a couple new people that moved in, and like you said with Christmas, we brought them cookies, and we brought them like, this one couple, they're adorable. We bought them whoopie pies, and this guy, he loved them. I mean, like, he just ate them all up.
I can't find them anymore.
They're at Save a Lot.
Oh.
And if you're the couple listening, we didn't say that. You don't need to know where we get the whoopie pies.
No. But I mean, it's complicated. Like when you have dogs in your yard and your neighbor complains, you have to just bear with it.
You got to work together.
I mean, because they're going to do things that aggravate you,
and you're going to do things that
them.
aggravate. Yep.
You just have to work to somewhat mingle in this.
You got to learn
the mess
to, live.
I look at it. The world
together.
is too messed up.
Yeah, it is
with
pretty
what's
messed
going
up.
on right now, with the stuff going on. I'm not even going to get in because I don't even want to promote it.
You already know the world is a mess. Our country is a mess. The world is a mess. You already know what's happening.
But I'm not going to promote what they're doing.
Yeah.
I'm not going to say the names of it. I'm just praying that karma and the wrath will come down on people that
Well,
did what
the
they
Lord
did.
said the vengeance is His, so you just give it to God. You don't pray for harm on people because honestly,
I'm not saying a thing.
God will deal with what He needs to deal with.
I'm not throwing rocks.
No, because then
God
none of us
will
can
definitely
roll.
outhand it.
And so now that we've talked about neighbors in our local area. Now, how can we be a good neighbor to other people when we're out? You're out in society, and how can you be a good neighbor to them?
You have to comply on things that you want to do. Go out in the community. Make your voice heard.
Yeah.
Don't be in there in the house screaming, hollering, Go out, prove yourself, make yourself a name.
These mosquitoes, man. They're not being a
that's
good
how
neighbor.
you do it.
Yeah.
If you put yourself out there, it would be a good role model.
It could
people start
reflect on
seeing
somebody else, yeah.
That if he's doing it, why can't I be a good role model?
And I think that's the same, like, when you're talking about neighbors that are bad, or, that don't follow law or whatever, but you show goodness, eventually that starts to reflect on people.
I look at it, when you move with any stranger, like anywhere in the area with strangers, you should, first of all, discipline yourself.
Yeah.
And just keep to yourself. Because once you open your book and you tell secrets to your neighbor, they eventually have a sword
Because
to
honestly,
go back on you.
You don't know what's behind that door.
So you just stay quiet, stay with your family, and all that. You stay high, by neighbor, wave, but don't get into conversations where it's personal. Because swords will be used when you're angry.
Especially if you don't have any, if you don't know that neighbor for a long time, you don't have no trust, you don't
No,
have
years.
Years, I understand.
My mother knew a lady for 20 years and backstabbed her.
Wow.
So,
you just got to be careful. You don't give away, you always tell me this, you don't give away free information.
no, you don't. What they want to know is none of their business.
Exactly.
It's like they won't tell their story. So why should I tell my story? And I don't know anything about them. I mean, it's really difficult to be around somebody that's not around your family.
So, since we were talking about being a good neighbor, and we've already talked about being in the home, in your local area, when you're out, what about like the story of the Good Samaritan? Why was the Samaritan, do you think, considered good? I know nowadays it's hard to be a good Samaritan because people want to sue you in case, like you see them in an accident, you go to help them and then they sue you. But the attitude of the Good Samaritan was going that extra mile to help somebody. when other people didn't want to do anything? Why is it good to be a good Samaritan?
Well, first of all, you're helping God.
You're showing the light of God towards others.
I mean, when you ignore something, it's not a very good thing.
Yeah.
God's going to look at that and do the same thing when you go
on Judgment Day.
Him.
Yeah.
Like, why didn't you help that child? You see him getting smacked in the face or getting beat up or
didn't
abused,
stand up,
and you walked away. So you're not proving your sainthood of the Bible. I mean, if you see people in distress, you go help distress.
And, there's a saying that it's cliche nowadays, though, but it was, what would Jesus do? And it's a good saying, what would he do in that situation?
I mean, if you're in threatened danger, I would not put your life in that hand,
But if you have a way to help,
but if
then
you,
that's different.
Like if a cat is drowning in go save it.
Go help, yeah.
I mean, it's not hurting nobody. You're saving a life. If you see a kid falling down and
you help them,
you help and say, when the lollipop or candy, not that you're weird.
I get what you're saying. I know.
You try to comfort them.
Yeah.
On that. I mean, I see kids that get hit in the hand a little bit. They're crying. Nowadays, kids are so
weak,
spoiled.
Well, I seen there was a show. I think it was called "What Would You Do?" I think you used to watch it.
Yes.
And there was this. They do a scenario of how people would react, and there was a little girl that was lost and didn't know where their mom was. So mostly it was women that would come up to help her. Only a couple of men, but men had to stay. This guy stayed a certain distance because our society now, they think, oh, he's after this child, and he wasn't. He was there to protect her while trying to find where her parent is.
There was one too that I saw. There was a boy that was homeless, acting like he was homeless, and he was saying, "Feed me. I need money to eat."
Yeah.
And everybody walked past him. But once he put, I'm on drugs, and I need help or assistance because of my habit, they were putting money into things. And I think that's the wrong
because it's feeding
goal
his habit
of society, how they really judge people. Oh, so if you need help for food, you can't get it. But if you're a druggie, you're allowed to get it. Why?
No.
Society has to change somewhere.
Our society is so messed up. And on that show, though, they also show, I seen one, and this still goes along with what we're talking about being a good neighbor in our society, where they had a white kid trying to steal a bike. A couple people stopped them. Then a black kid tried to steal a bike. Every single person stopped him, to stop him from stealing the bike. Why? Because he was black? But then a pretty white girl...
Oh, yes.
They even helped her steal the bike. What's wrong with that scenario? Anybody that is stealing, that is wrong. But you see how our society, they judge people.
It's the same way as Walmart. If they think you're a different skin color, they judge you. They want to know all your ID.
Oh, my word. We went into Walmart. I remember this. This is when Subway was still there. We were sitting there, and we watched this one guy. He was like the greeter, I guess.
Yeah.
But every white person he let go by, no matter what. Never checked no receipts. Anybody that was a different race than white, automatically stopped them, had to check the receipts. Why? Why did you check only theirs?
And the other
you
people
didn't check
walking
them?
off with big TVs, expensive
and
stuff.
Honestly, it doesn't matter what skin color you are, because God made us all the same. We may just have different skin tones, but are we not all made in the image of God?
Well, people
and we
really
should treat each other the same.
Now boycott Walmart because they are treating the people like we're lower class than they are. They're asking for vaccination. They're asking for ID. They're asking for
everything. And honestly, if you do or you don't get the vaccine, that is your own private affair. That is your own medical private affair.
It's your body, your life.
Exactly. And if you want to get the vaccine, you get it. You don't want to get it, you don't get it. But the point is, that is your own personal medical choice.
Nobody.
And I don't think anybody should know. If it's not part of your job
First
or
of all,
whatever.
it's HIPAA law.
Yeah, it's against the HIPAA law, like you said.
So they can't actually tell you.
Right.
You tell your life. It's HIPAA law. You could bring that to court.
Yeah.
And it's not mandatory, where it's a government
It's
or
not
state
the law. It is not a law.
So, I mean, you have to read up on the book,
yeah.
or you have to get an attorney and to sue them.
Yeah.
Then they get scared. But you have
I
to
agree.
stand up for America, or we're not going to happen in America, and then we can't get out of it.
But I think what you're saying is good. I think we need to stand together as Americans, as people, treat each other person with kindness and dignity. You don't always have to agree with somebody's lifestyle, but you still show them kindness and respect, no matter who they are.
But the funny part is, every nation or every color had a problem in their history.
Oh yeah.
So why can't we unite and stick together to say
Agreed.
this has to stop,
I agree.
instead of being so divided?
I agree.
I mean, it's becoming
The division is
sad.
terrible.
Oh, God.
Well,
We're going.
we're going to go ahead and end our program. Dad, I thank you for joining me today.
You're welcome.
Why you say it like that? Oh, you're welcome. But Dad, was there any final thing you can tell our listeners about what you see as being a good neighbor, or how you are a good neighbor? What makes you a good neighbor?
Well, it's like the people say. They came out of You're a seed.
Yeah,
If you water it and take care of it,
it grows.
it'll grow. But if you let it sit there and doing nothing, it's eventually not going to grow, and you're going to end up dying.
Yeah.
What a seed does. I mean, it makes it through the winter. Look at when we threw the trees.
Yeah.
They still live through the fall, winter, and they bloom again.
Yep.
And people just have to learn, be the seed, spring out and do something for people.
That's
And
true.
grow.
What you're talking about is sowing seeds, good seeds. And God even says you will know them by their fruit. So if we are claiming to be a Christian, which means to be Christ-like, then we need to be like how Jesus would do.
Yeah, if you
We
don't
need
love
to
yourself,
How are you going to
How-
love
how you
somebody
love
else?
somebody else.
I mean, is that your catchphrase now?
yes it is.
Apparently you stole it from
And
RuPaul.
circle back.
Circle back, you stole that from Jen Psaki. Thank you everyone for listening. It is always a joy to have coffee talk with Dad as he drinks his soda can. And I've got nothing to drink.
It's soda.
It's soda. But thank you again, everyone. God bless you. And Dad, any final things you want to say to our wonderful listeners?
God bless, and we'll keep you in your prayers.
We'll keep you in your prayers.
Whatever.
I love that. Yeah, we'll keep you in your prayers. We'll keep you in our prayers too. But thank you, Dad, once again for a nice
Well,
show.
when we don't know if they're praying or not, right?
Well, they could be
But
praying
they
for
could
us.
be praying, so they're in my prayers.
Hey, pray for us. We need help. We always need prayers.
1 out of 2.
We will be back again next Friday as well with another wonderful topic. I think next Friday.
We're going to test how far grass grows.
No, we're not. That would be
We're gonna
such a
measure
boring
grass.
show. I mean, unless you're into like seeing how grass grows. No, I think we need to talk about overcoming addiction. I remember you talked about that before, and I think that'd be a great
It's a
topic.
serious thing.
It's a very serious subject, so make sure you check that out. Also check out our other podcasts that we got going on here on All Things Christian. Until then, God bless you, and we'll see you later. Bye,
Bye-bye.
Dad. Say bye, Arthur.
Bye-bye.
No, say bye, Arthur.
Bye-bye.
Okay, bye-bye.